Someone's about to have a slap. After capturing a sketchy photograph of a 3 meter tall, socially awkward block juggling interdimensional teleporter, I went back to the base within my newly named functional underground cave kingdom. No acronyms necessary. I did some more housekeeping. I popped some ores into the furnace and crafted some hoppers. I attached the hoppers to the item input and item output of the furnace, making life easier as the amount of items I was needing to smelt was increasing rapidly. For those that are new here, Minecraft Hopper is basically a funnel that either feeds items into or out of stuff. Then I went back to exploring where I left off last episode. Walking into the open space and obeying my own lighting rules, I popped a torch into the middle of the room to signify something vague was here. Oh, incidentally, I wanted to give my torch system a catchy name so people could be like, "Oh, I see you're a cultured and refined individual using the mighty Gulliver illumination technique. Well done." So after lots of thought and lots of paper, I'd like to announce the name for my groundbreaking system for torches is the Torches System. Torches on right continuously helps escaping stuff. I'm a freaking genius, mate. Hey, buddy. I collected some ores, scattered around and decided to block this hole up for safety. Then I had a moment of personal growth and existential thought. You know what? Screw safety. I can't be scared of Schrodinger's mobs. I'm the mighty Gulliver. So as my gonads swelled to maximum size, I took down the barriers of self-belief and wandered into the unknown. I found a bit of iron and continued until the sound of rattling bones halted my progress. Did I just find an early game holy grail? I lit the cave up so I could see better, and would you believe it, a skeleton spawner. I hit the jackpot. I skipped back to the functional underground cave kingdom ASAP, freestyling a jolly whistle as my mind was already cooking up ideas for what to do with the skeleton spawner. I dumped everything into a chest and used some freshly baked iron ingots to forge a murder sword and a chest plate so I didn't get skeleton tears on my snazzy threads as they begged for mercy that would never come. Someone's about to have a slap! Back at the spawner I got tactical. Frontal assault was sketchy as there was a massive drop behind me. The arrows of the bony boys would cause a slight knockback and one wrong move would cost me. Attacking from above was the best option. I dug a tunnel 1 block higher than the ceiling of the dungeon and proceeded forward. I entered a small tunnel that was dangerous as both ends of it were capped with dark open spaces. These needed to be blocked up sharpish. Back on the mission, I went above where I thought the spawner room was, dug down and got lucky. I had hit the corner of the dungeon. This would allow me to drop in and not worry about attacks from the rear. I placed the torch on the inner wall which provided enough light to deactivate the spawning cycle and allow me to evaluate the threat level. There were 2 skeletons I could see and I could hear some extra rattling, but I wasn't worried. I imagined I was Daniel in the Karate Kid and jumped into the room ready to mess up some costume bullies. But as soon as I hit the ground, I realised my mistake. Daniel didn't win in this situation. I'm the wrong character! Look, full disclosure, I'm not going to lie to you. Even though the episode up until now was building up to this moment, what happened next was the most anticlimactic sequence of comedic timing I've ever experienced. I'm going to try my best to show you what happened. I jumped into the room. I had a torch at the ready to place on the spawner even though it was already deactivated. I put the torch on the spawner, then switched to my sword, smacked the dude to the left, and then I suddenly became not very confident and legged it out the door. Someone's having a slap went to, I'll see myself out, gents, in the blink of a heartbeat. I took a little damage escaping, but when I got to the safe place and turned around to rally for a second round of fisticuffs with weapons, I saw this. The skeleton was taking damage. WTF? I'm mostly sure that when I hit the left skeleton, I knocked them into the firing line of the middle skeleton, which triggered them to fight each other. I was observing the battle unfold and then I realised that, oh no, this was my moment. I was stopped in my tracks when the last skeleton appeared and went all Robin Hood on me. While dodging the first shot, I was really proud of my subconscious decision to switch to a bow and land a face shot with a dope arrow. I don't know why it was a dope arrow. I don't know. Turned out it was a dope arrow because I knocked this skeleton into the firing line of the other 2 skeletons, so then all 3 of them started fighting each other. It was brilliant. You couldn't write it. I mean, like, I went there to like smackdown on someone, totally cowardly legged it, then let them all kill each other, and I'm just gonna waltz in and just pick up all stuff. Like, I didn't do anything. And what I did do was just make a random sequence of events happen. Like, it's not like I planned any of it. So, like, yeah. Mighty Gulliver for the win. Yay. Not being proud of my new status of owning the world record for speedrunning a transformation from Conan the Barbarian into Mr. Magoo, I skulked into the dungeon and one-shot the remaining skeleton. I wasn't really satisfied with the reality of that moment, so my imagination took over and quickly retconned events into a canonical reimagining of my heroism.
I know you are there. Reveal thyself. So it was you that enchanted me and tricked me into killing my brothers. Clever. What is thy name, champion?
Rodney 12, the mighty Gulliver.
I have heard of thee. The stories of your unrivaled sexual prowess, unparalleled swordplay, and advanced illumination techniques even reaches to these dark, dark depths. I realize I have no chance against thee. Make my death swift. It will be an honor to die by your blade.
As you wish. Mighty Gulliver! Like a pirate watching nudie films, I'm all about chests and booty, so I cracked open my mystery boxes to discover the reward for all my hard work. I'm not sure which manner of creature these chests used to belong to, but I was enraged they didn't have a dedicated wheat and seeds chest to put their wheat and seeds into for the times they needed wheat and or seeds, as they had seeds stored next to vast amounts of zombie flesh. Heathens! I took the coordinates for the spawner so I could locate its position above ground, as I now had a plan to maximise its potential. More on that another time. At the functional underground cave kingdom, I sorted through the junk, grabbed items of interest, and promptly proceeded to head back above ground so I could sort the items and tend to the cows. In the short distance from the cave to my base, I was attacked by an annoying flying thing known as a phantom. These nocturnal rude boys are like sharks, but instead of getting jazzed about blood, these fools are triggered by tiredness. If you don't keep sleeping regularly, they turn up and try to eat you, and the longer you're awake, the more of them turn up. Gits. I jumped into bed, reset the time, and watched the flying deathbirds burn up in the sun's rays. Haha. I replenished my health on the way to the wheat and seeds chest, where I keep my wheat and seeds for the time I need to use or store wheat and seeds, because I needed to use some wheat and store some seeds. I watched my cows breed, expanded my storage to include a dedicated food chest, and sorted my dead tree collection. I finally got around to locating the above ground coordinates of the spawner that was chilling below ground, and I placed a marker for reference. As the sun set, I laid down a 10x10 block frame around the marker to serve as a guide for when I get round to digging it out. And we're going to leave the episode there, folks. Well, that was an interesting sequence of events, wasn't it? Thanks for coming. Like, comment and subscribe. Look after yourself. Take care. In a bit. Catch you in the next episode.